Spawning in the blue color, playing as Uranus. It is AOM himself. This is Ulysses.
And in the north side, spawning in as Zeus, we've got Sirtok. And I cannot believe Ulysses has heard my prayers. He played Uranus just for me.
Oh, he's really good with Uranus, so you're gonna be in for a good time, I think. Which Uranus immediately reveals all the settlements on the map. Not that he super needs that, because the oracles will find it anyway, and we even got the goat scouts.
Goat scouts, OP.
It is a...
Just don't let him get stealing.
Yeah. It's a 1 gold mine variation of Ghost Lake, by the way. I don't see a 4th tower for Ulysses. What's happening? He could have vetoed this. He didn't get a 4th tower. That is so weird. Sirtok did. Well, good for him. Anyway, there are so many Aurochs at home that I'm not sure that that Ulysses actually cares about this.
No, I think he's happy that he got a hunt, kind of 2 hunts so close to his base. There's also deer just to the left there. Or I guess they're caribou, but
Well,
very close and easy to take as well.
yeah, these things sometimes happen.
They're even kind of nestled right there back behind that wood line, so it's real easy to wall up and you get safe hunts for your second hunt there. But yeah, that is kind of just the way we see things tend to play out here on Ghost Lake. Got those no two gold mines in the base spawn this time, like we saw last time. Just the one inside the base.
Yeah, just revealing the map real quick. Oh, there's actually quite a few gold mines on Sirtok's side. But if Ulysses can control these, that's gonna be absolutely ginormous. Because there's only 3 available gold mines for Sirtok, and yeah, these 2 are not exactly a secure location on the right side. Whereas Ulysses can pretty much jump all over the map and, you know, find some good stuff. So next up, we got the Kataskospos scouts going after the caribou. Killing the animals will cause them to decay. Less and less food available as Ulysses moves up to them.
Of note, the relic in the middle of the Ghost Lake is the Ship of Fingernails. So that's 24 free food per minute if you end up picking that up, which I always thought was kind of gross sounding. Like,
it really is.
Why does a ship made of fingernails give you free food? Ew.
Don't eat that. Tale of Cerberus is gonna give the Myth unit some special attack recharge improvements. So that could be a good one as well. What's the god here? No minor gods picked just yet, but Ulysses advancing first anyway. Prometheus, of course.
Prometheus, pretty standard pick for the 2 Atlantean major gods that do allow you to pick him. He's very powerful in the early game here. So it's pretty standard that we do see him picked up. Be interesting to see who Sirtok picks up on the other side. Looks like it's going to be Hermes.
Okay, so that's super standard. Since we don't have a lot of food, it doesn't make sense to go Athena. Hermes to say, oh, that Aurochs just turned around for absolutely no reason, by the way. Okay. That didn't work out like Sirtok wanted it to. You'll have to make another granary. And next up will be a handful of centaurs. He's got 8 on wood right now. And 2 on favor, so that's just perfect. Even got
Can we see the centaur harassment that we generally tend to see from Greek players, or do you think he'll play a little more defensive just based on the fact that it is an Uranus, you know, not restoration. Valor is there. I don't know. What do you think?
You have to build up. So Sylvan Lore is gonna come in super early, right away. And after that, centaurs will be sustainable. Military Academy is gonna be made immediately. I'm not sure that's actually for the hoplites. I think it's for the wall off right now, and later it will be for the hoplites. So might as well make it now. Jason is causing a little bit of trouble in the main, but he's not that tanky, right? So the TC fire is a little bit too much for him, especially with the extended edition having buffed the Atlantean TCs to match normal ones.
As well as Atlantean citizens just being a little tankier than your average guys.
Oh yeah.
So Jason not posing too much of a threat there. Actually getting body blocked by the civilian. Nice job. And the first restoration. Why do I keep calling it that? No, it's called Valor. It just looks like restoration in the little.
It looks the same. They made a mistake.
Anyway, Valor being used for the first time going to give us some heroes out for the Atlantean player. So that will mean Jason's outmatch going to have to be pushed back for the time being.
Oh, and it's gonna be hoplites after all, which is very interesting. They're strong against Terma, getting a 50% bonus damage right away. And I also really like that bolt on the Murmillo hero. That's the real thing that threatens the Centaur as you could shockwave that thing. And we've got the hoplites are really early, man. Like, I'm a little bit surprised by this, to be honest.
Especially because with the speed difference, I feel like the Terma can just kite the hoplites in the early game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you're getting for this investment, you know?
It's good on the defense, but not out here in the middle of the map.
Ooh, Jason may be falling here in the early game. 45 health to his name. Terma getting pushed back by the hoplites. Looks like he'll survive for now. But I think if Ulysses felt like it, he could turn around, snipe Jason, and then just keep running.
The Centaur has done a little bit of bullying, but I don't think he got off a special against the citizen. It actually targeted the Murmillo. So yeah, you need 5 Centaurs in order to one-shot an Atlantean citizen. That is gonna take some work. And actually, Sirtok has 3 villagers on favor. He only needs 2 actually to make this happen.
So is that Miss Macro, or does he have another plan in place?
I believe
for that
it to
extra
be
favor?
Miss Macro, because you can see he doesn't have the wood to sustain this, right? So if that villager was on wood, that would bring him a little bit closer to where he needs to be. And also 6 on gold is way too much. You need 3 to sustain hoplites. So that right here means that 4 more villagers could be on wood to sustain the Centaur production.
A little bit of damage being put onto this house. Kind of a raid here on the base of Sirtok. Ulysses using the Terma and a couple of these Murmillo to take down a house. But the rotation from the army of the Greeks has come in. And he's going to have to run under the TC fire or take a fight. He's going to choose the former.
Loses the hero. That is tough. Yeah, the Atlantean heroes are not cheap to remake or add. Yeah, they go into the villager line. Their way out is cut off, however. The hoplites are here.
Yeah, I think all these Terma are just going to melt. The villager kills are nice, but I don't know if they were worth losing this many troops for. 2 Terma go down. The other ones are severely hurt and still taking TC fire. Going to lose another Murmillo as well on the way out.
And the Centaur is out. Oh, there's 3 total Centaurs. Actually, Ulysses is kind of struggling here, I would say. Sirtok has set up such a good army. And there's not much from the Atlantean player to match it. Okay, now there's 4 Prometheans. Now we're talking. I would love to see a Hippocrates being trained so that the Centaurs and the heroes can be healed up again. And then Sirtok could make a push happen.
It's a little curious. There are Prometheans and Chiroballistas on the left side, but they haven't regrouped with the army, and Sirtok has kind of pinned Ulysses' army here on the side anyway. I don't think you want to fight with such a big investment, not here to help fight.
Yeah, I think he's trying to save his units from the Centaurs, but they're not coming, and the main group is really struggling, so you're completely right about this.
Like, why aren't these Prometheans and Chiroballista going anywhere? Like, you could use these help. These can help, you know?
Well, Ulysses certainly is paying the price. I can tell you that.
I can't believe that Jason is still alive.
He's still kicking. I would love to see a healer, but too late. Yeah.
Does finally go down, but yeah, that villager raid ended up being extremely costly for Ulysses.
He's got 16 citizens and the second town center. Now, the second town center is where the game can really begin for him. But can he hold this giant attack that's coming in? Also with Hippicons being made slowly. That's just gonna mean that the Carabalista are gonna be losing some effectiveness there. 5 Centaur are out, so they could try to go after some of these citizens at least. Not everyone is within the garrison range of something. Oh, but the hoplites also can't go into the Carabalista. That is 5 Caro. Way too much.
Yeah, the second counter barracks is actually being dropped. So looking to... Oh, wait, no, might have just been the first one. Excuse me. No, there is 2. There are 2 counter barracks. Yeah, so really looking to accelerate the production of those counter units, which I think is going to be his saving grace. Kind of accelerating his eco off of the back of the second TC, going to put him in a really good position to repel this attack.
Yeah, once you start to approach the citizen limit, you can really crank out a lot of production for sure. And these basic hoplites without any upgrades, no medium, no shields, no nothing, they're gonna melt to the Murmillo and Carabalista comp, especially with the Prometheans in the middle. Would like to kind of see a shockwave to just finish them off, to be honest, at this point.
Especially since you have 3 of them. It makes it a lot easier to just go for one in a situation like this than with one of the other civilizations where your god power's a one and done sort of thing. Gonna take down a centaur? Oh, so close.
They're so fast. They can dodge all these shots. Oh,
oh, and then he comes back in. It's
dodge
like
this.
looking to siege down the middle of this kind of Greek base, and look at how clumped up those Carabalista combined with the shockwave going to do huge work against that Greek army, and they are all cleaned up. They're handful of units sitting behind the temple, but I think Ulysses has to be very happy with the way that engagement went.
Forcing the ceasefire as well is a huge play, and as Ulysses is going to max out here, he can just click up to heroic. Feia is going to be on the way. So with that, he's going to be able to add in archers, he's going to be able to make a palace, and yeah, just honestly defend. You're ahead enough, don't need to push your luck. Can make a palace towards the middle of the map so that you bully the gold mine. Sirtok trying to get a TC. I mean, he'll probably get that.
Yeah, Ulysses not really in a position to counter it, and his, even if he did, I don't know if he really wants to like start a fight over it. So I do think that settlement will end up being converted into a town center. I'm honestly really impressed with the way that Ulysses had kind of recovered. In that early game, he went for that villager raid on the wood line, and it did not go well. But he really recovered and put himself in a decent shape now. The Murmillo Carabalista comp just coming in perfectly, really recognizing that his opponent had gone so heavy into hoplites, and he's like, I can counter that.
Wait, he's not gonna right-click that TC, is he?
Especially with only half of his army. Because the Carabalista are all here at the back fighting the centaurs.
Yeah, Carabalista are not particularly good at that. They only have 50% pierce armor, so these centaurs are actually doing a number on them. And picking off the Prometheans as well. Here come the Murmillo to get rid of these now. Once again, Sirtok's army is looking pretty good. But with Dryads getting pumped out, maybe that will change. Also, there's a Cephalian bird. Defensive palace. It's the 6 centaurs that are spooky.
And the first Hesperides tree is put out, so Dryads now coming on out. But yeah, this army's looking really good. The 6 centaurs able to pretty much two-shot everything in this Atlantean army.
There are 2 Cephalian birds, and probably there's going to be even more. The palace will be coming up, no doubt.
Not enough prioritization from the Greek army to prevent that from going up.
He's bringing
so
bills.
It'll begin firing.
Fair enough, the palace cannot shoot back at the villagers, but the army can, if they get to that point. No destroyers being trained thus far.
It's coming out here and doing work. We've got 4 on the field so far, and they are cleaning up the front line of the Greek military.
Meanwhile, 5 centaurs have just died. That is nothing to scoff at. That is super expensive.
And the palace still not down. About half the Greek army spent their entire time whacking the palace, and it didn't even fall. So you've cost somebody some repair wood, and that's it. Oof.
Yeah.
Not really how you wanted that trade to go.
Yeah, fortunately it also cost a little bit of gold, and, you know, Ulysses had to pull off these gold villagers to get the job done, but it's acceptable.
Look at how much work those dryads are doing, and villagers are going to fall off the back of this. 1, 2, possibly a third going down here. Yep. So I'd say that was a bit of an overextension from Sirtok, and Ulysses probably going to be very happy with the way that fight went.
There is really not much that I can say about Sirtok at this point that would help him. Destroyers are just going to be able to do a number on him, especially once the heavy infantry upgrade comes in. He knows it. The Arcus are here, and that's gonna be just too much.
Oof. Yeah, that was a really back and forth game. It was really good for a while, just both players kind of seesawing, but I think the moment it spiraled out of control for Sirtok is when he ran those 5 centaur underneath the palace and lost all of them. I think that was the point of no return for him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look at the army graph just dropping flat down. Oh my goodness. Almost a vertical graph there. Not where we want to be. Here we are on Marsh. We've got a blue guy, and it happens to be Ulysses, playing as Zeus.
And on the north side, in the red, it's Sirtok, also playing as Zeus. It's a Zeus mirror.
Yeah, Zeus mirror is all about the good old centaurs. I've not seen Athena on a land map in a super long time, to be completely honest. I think it could be pulled off maybe, but probably not. Marsh is a super heavy food map, so if there's any place where you try it, it's here, but nah, centaurs are just too meta, and booming as well is very meta in this. It's so tough to make anything happen against town centers. You got not only ceasefire to make sure that the first one comes up, you got centaurs for defense, and hoplites do not catch centaurs, which is really why Athena has a tough time.
Wish that Minotaurs could be more of a thing, but I understand why they're not, you know? Like, I love the way that they use their gore attack and send people flying.
Yeah.
That's just like monkey brain. I'm like, ooh, funny effects.
No,
but
it's cool.
I understand that they're not very good.
It's cool, but they do need one system change, really. You know, when you retreat from them, the attack actually ends up in a looping animation and it never goes off. That is the biggest problem it has. Unfortunately, you can't mod that, so, you know, the devs will have to, if there's a definitive edition, fix that somehow. Same for the Cyclops, same for Polyphemus. All these units can be broken by retreating the target.
Ooh, we have some very interesting relics coming out here. Look at this. We've got the Wedget Eye for cheaper myth units. And then, on the other side of the map, we've got Black Lotus for faster farms.
I'm clicking all the wrong relics, by the way.
They're the two on the south side.
Yeah. We also got the Osseberg Wagon, which is great for trade, if it gets to that point. And we've got the Ring of Nibelung, some free gold.
All good relics. I think I'd rather have the two on the south side of the map, but that's just my own personal preference.
Yeah, they come into play way sooner.
To see how quickly they choose to get picked up. Obviously, both of them playing Zeus and playing Greek, so the faster they prioritize one of those heroes out of their TC, the quicker they'll see those results, but you're going to have to sacrifice villager production time to do that.
it's fairly typical to get Jason just before you advance to Classic. We might see that. But obviously the temple needs to finish up. Sirtok has already done it, so he can pick up his relics. Might see some little bit of villager harassment. So one of these villagers on the outside for Ulysses is actually weak. 38 hit points. That is something that you definitely can bully with the scout and Jason together. Oh, looks like he's crossing the map for the Vegetai, which Mythian cost reduction is obviously very, very nice. You're gonna want that for your centaurs. He's going home. Fearing that Ulysses might bolt him to steal the relic. That's probably not gonna happen, but it has happened before. Then again, you ideally want to keep that bolt for Odysseus. Oh no, Sirtok does not have the food. He was idle on the TC for 15 seconds at least.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, he
In
forced
a mirror
drops.
matchup, every little thing matters.
Absolutely. Well, he's going for the forward hunting. I really don't like that he started on the pigs. Like Ulysses just has a way nicer economic setup. He started on one pig himself, but you know, aside from that, he's got the forward hunt now. He's eating the gator or the crocodile, and he's got a fantastic centaur economy setup. Actually, Ulysses himself is getting free villagers on favor, which is not super necessary. But for the first few centaurs, you might as well.
Wondered what gator might taste like. I'm not Florida man, so I don't personally know. But Ulysses is. Maybe he can tell us what gator tastes like. As we see Ulysses picking up his Ring of Nibelung. So he'll be taking the free gold, is what he'd like to prioritize, as the Eye of the Widget was already taken away.
Both players will be getting Sylvan lore before additional centaurs. And yeah, let's see if any further relics will be picked. I think Ulysses is clearly heading there. But that does mean that the centaur will get probably a pick on these villagers. Ooh, 5 hit points. Bolting the centaur is interesting. Oh, the Odysseus. Oh, 10 hit points. I actually thought that will die. Wait, is the scout gonna smack this? No way. The upgrade finishes, gives it some extra hit points. And now here come the double hero.
Yeah, he'll get away with it. Villager didn't go down either, ended up living with 5 hit points. So I think that bolt ends up being probably worth it. You'd feel real bad if you bolted and still lost the villager, but I think you're okay with that.
Yeah. Oh, Ulysses has both heroes. He's got the centaur, he's got the hippocon. This is a very nice little early army that he's got. And he's got actually 4 villagers now on the temple. What is going on? I am a little confused by this. Is he going to go for a centaur spam from here? Looks
Is
like
it viable to go double temple and try and spam out 2 centaurs at once? Can you sustain that?
If you restructure your eco, yeah, but I think you want to get a TC instead.
Interesting.
But you could absolutely force it. It's just, it wouldn't pay off, I don't think. It gets progressively harder to control as well, right? Like with overkill becoming a factor. 2 centaur shots basically kill a Toxotes or villager or hoplite. Hoplite actually needs free shots, but yeah, you can see how that becomes harder as you get up to 9 centaurs. You have to split their special attacks. So people usually stop around 8 to 9 centaurs. Oh, Hippocrates is being made by Ulysses. What a Chad. So the damaged heroes and centaurs will be healed up 16 hit points on this guy. So that's like saving an entire centaur right there. Oh, the other ones though. Another 29 hit point centaur is here. And the other one is also allowing that to be damaged. Sirtok actually ends up losing 1 centaur versus 2. Even though he was ahead by 1. What is this? Dark magic that Ulysses is deploying here.
While that was happening, Ulysses did lose a villager to a crocodile, though.
No
So,
way.
yeah, little Sag.
That's a big sedge. Well, here come more centaurs, but guess what? Ulysses has some as well. And he has been continuing to heal. Now at 5 centaurs to 3. Sirtok is in serious trouble. Now he has 4, working on the next one. But the stable has been stopped as he's supposedly going to try to grab a TC soon. He's got the resources, just needs a food drop off and can go for it. As for Ulysses, he's pretty far away from that. He's actually instead going to go for the double stable because he's controlling the middle of the map. So it's good enough for him, he says.
At the economic approach versus the militaristic approach. Sirtok going for military. Economy going to be favored just a little bit more. Oh, excuse me, I've got them the other way around. You know what I mean.
Yes. TC for Sirtok.
Military for Ulysses and economy for Sirtok.
He might actually find some villagers here. 2 centaurs will be able to pick off 1 villager each. No, never mind. Now with the defensive centaurs, that's just not happening. Ooh, that's a very nice pickoff by Sirtok with the help of Odysseus there. But with Ulysses having an advantage still, it's fine.
Yeah, I was about to say, gonna have the centaur lead still, so... And the Hippocon go in. Centaur's not here for Ulysses, so this is kind of sandwiched. I don't know if this is really the trade you want to be taking. A couple Hippocon dropping before the ceasefire gets called, and Sirtok is actually the one who drops the ceasefire. Interesting.
Yeah, he kind of has to. He's dealing with the medium Hippocon here versus the normal ones. And he's got the centaur disadvantage as well. So now that Ulysses has flanked and picked off another centaur, this is going to remain a very tough situation for him. He's up by 2 villagers, but that's about it. The eco distribution is just not right. Sirtok will have to work on getting a little bit of extra gold so that he can sustain extra Hippocon production. And I don't know, but somehow he'll have to magic out some extra centaurs because he's down in that big time.
Well, Ulysses also just threw down a 3rd stable, so
no
interest at all. Yeah, no interest at all in going to heroic. He wants to keep it in classical and just continue to fight this out.
Murder, death, kill. That's what he wants to do. Got it.
Full-on aggression from Ulysses for the time being. He wants to put this game out of sight while he knows he has the advantage. Even running underneath the town center now, trying to take this fight. 1 centaur maybe going to... It does. Both centaurs drop. Ooh, that hurts.
He even gets the healer. And these Hippocon is still not upgraded, so... yeah, Ulysses is just taking this fight super nicely.
That's a wipe. Like that's an entire army wipe, I think.
Absolutely. Now, the centaurs are in the back of his base, but I think Ulysses can take it, honestly. Just pull away the villagers from the wood line, he'll be good. He made more than enough value for himself here.
So, and with them out of position, you could also get a ton of counter villager kills if you so chose. If you're Ulysses in this situation, you can run underneath the TC and kill all of those gold miners, I think, with the Hippocons that you have.
Yeah, they can take it. Okay, but here come the centaurs on top of the Ulysses villagers, hunters. 52 to 38 right now is the count. So at some point, Sirtok's town center will start paying for itself, and I think it's very soon. So Ulysses needs to make something happen, but I'm not sure he knows how far ahead he was in villagers. This could have maybe been sustained a little bit longer, but with the Hippocon sieging the houses, maybe that was too much.
Yeah, maybe a little bit premature on the GG there. I'm not sure, but you can understand with his incomplete information about how far ahead he was in villagers, it definitely feels like it's over. So maybe there's only like a 5% chance that ends up being holdable for Sirtok, but you know, It's up to you whether you want to take that chance or not. Sirtok decides no, and
Yeah,
Ulysses ends up being our winner.
I always say, never underestimate the kitchen knives. The villagers can to a degree fight off the cav, especially within TC fire range, but not going to be the case today. Sirtok's not going to try it. Well, maybe next time, once he gets to review this. We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. Hitting our next goal will allow us to hire a video editor with your help. Check out the subscription page with the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you in the next video.